Hello. You caught me yawning. How dare you all? How dare you all?
Got you mid yawn.
Yes, you got me mid yawn. I have a weird saying that the universe have has the best timing ever, right? Of all the time I could have yawned, it picked this particular moment to have me yawn. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming back. If you're a returning viewer, so nice to see you, even though I cannot see you really, but it's nice that you are here. Um, What Noir Radio? I am one of your hosts, Alistair, for those who are new, and I'm co-hosted by
Beefy, your shit talking squirrel friend.
exactly. And today we have an awesome guest, Stevia. You may have, you may remember improper English. You may remember Stevia from the comment section. Is that's what? Because that's why I remember you, Stevia. Correct?
That would be correct. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. But there she is. There she is. Right.
Hi, everybody. Look, I made it.
Familiar face on the Beefy Has Anxiety channel, that's for sure.
Ah. Okay. So before we start though, I wanted to ask, how's everybody doing?
Gucci.
Awesome.
Gucci. Okay.
We Gucci. Yee.
Very Gucci. Why is Gucci used though? Why not like Prada?
I don't know. It's some millennial young people stuff. Listen to me trying to sound like I'm young. Internet speak has a way of creeping into my vernacular, and it's like I start off saying it ironically, and then after a while, I'm just actually saying it normally.
Yeah, my son actually puts me in check with stuff like that. As soon as I say something, he looks at me like, "Oh, nobody says that anymore," and I'm just like, "Okay, fine. I'll go crawl back in my old people's hole." And it's like,
wow.
It's usually a term that I think is like, something I'm like, isn't that what the kids say? And he's like, oh God, don't say that. Yeah, he just like cringes in horror.
I find myself using them in everyday situations, and like most of the people I talk and interact with are like kind of boomers, so they never understand it. So like the other day, I was around my family and somebody walked in, and they were like, "Oh, hi," and I just like instinctively went, "Oh, hi, Mark," and the people with me were like, "Mark? Who's Mark?" And I was like, "It's an internet, never mind. I'm sorry I said anything."
I don't even know who's Mark. What is?
It's from the room. It's the room.
Oh, hi, Mark. Infamous meme.
Oh, even I didn't know that. I'd be like, "Oh, your name is Mark? Oh, I didn't know that."
Same thing. Every time somebody says LeBron James, I can't help but go LeBron James, and then people are like, "Yeah, LeBron James," and it's just I can't help it. These things are imprinted into my brain forever.
Where's that from?
Yeah, what is that from?
See, this is how deep influxed into internet culture I am. I'm on the internet talking about internet memes, and even the people on my internet show are like, "What's that?" Little kid, LeBron James. LeBron James.
Oh, okay. Wow, we need to get out more, Stevia. Oh, I mean, no, we need to stay in more.
We need to talk. We need to talk more to the kids.
Yes, we talk more to the kids. I have everything you just said, BP, just went over my head. I'm like, okay, sure. Hi, Mark. Or hi, LeBron James. But apparently it's more than that. Wow. By the way, you know what I'm very obsessed. The obsessed. Well, yeah. What's the most obsessed meme in this house currently? The Little Mermaid. If you come into my house, there's Little Mermaid everywhere.
LeBron James.
You don't know that?
No. Nope.
Wow. Okay. Forget it. Never mind.
So that's me. That's the. Yeah, I don't know. Wow. Well, LeBron James.
James. That's fine. You guys know what TikTok is, obviously? Or does that go over your head?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Vine was the predecessor to TikTok, so it was actually owned by Twitter, and it was like 7-second videos exclusively. And so that format worked really well, but it was managed by Twitter, so it kind of died because Twitter can't manage their international properties. And so TikTok kind of stole the concept, and now that they have videos that are 10 minutes long, so that they did it the right way. Anyways.
I didn't know what Vine was, just to answer your question.
Okay.
I think I did too.
I never watched it, but I knew what it was.
Oh, I was big on Vine. That was actually my first induction into social media. I had like 2,000 followers as like a 20-something-year-old, and I was stoked. I was really, really big on Vine.
I don't know where I was. What year was that?
2014. So I was in
Oh,
Hawaii.
oh, I know. I remember where I was. Yeah, I was definitely not on the internet. I was busy doing stuff. Anyway.
Well, listen, how is things in the Alistair house?
No, my daughter's obsessed with Ariel, so it's Ariel everywhere. There's like 1,000 pieces of Little Mermaid. There is nonstop Little Mermaid music playing. She has Little Mermaid fork, bowl. I know the lyrics. I can't get out of my head. Sometimes when I brush my teeth, I go
Under the sea.
You know, it's saying how she cannot get sick of it, and it's just everywhere right now. So, Little Mermaid, Spoon. Oh my God, Bib. Oh my God.
I think I have to correct you, and this is just me being me, but I don't think it's called a fork. I think it's called a dingle hopper.
Oh,
right.
One of those
Right.
patented CJ one-liners we love
so
much.
fascinating how she doesn't get sick of it. I'm like, aren't you tired? Like, can we watch Tangled? Nope. Elsa?
My gosh,
nope.
dingle hopper. I haven't thought
Little
about the word
Mermaid.
dingle hopper probably since I watched it when I was like 5 years old. A dingle hopper.
Little Mermaid is actually, like, growing up, that was my Disney movie of choice. So
Really?
I get it. Yes.
Oh, I had such a crush on Ariel. It's something about redheads just do it for me. I
But
don't know what
the
it
thing is, I'm sitting here as a grown up. I'm like, Ariel is 16. Everybody, like, why are we pushing her to get married?
Is she 16?
Yeah, she's 16 in Ariel. And I'm like,
well, I guess it was
so
appropriate when I was a kid. Probably not so much anymore.
Oh, so they're all the same age. All the princesses were.
I was literally just thinking that, like,
yeah.
I look at all of the Disney princesses as kind of like young, because I don't really find them attractive as an adult. But when I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, Belle, she's so beautiful.
Oh my God, the red hair and the fishtail.
Can we all agree, by the way, that Belle is the penultimate Disney princess? Like, she's the best, right? She's the best. I mean, is she not the best one?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this I have nothing to contest you for or with.
She's everybody's favorite.
Yes, everybody's.
I might accept Cinderella. Like, you could make an argument for that, but like, yeah, Belle is the best.
Actually, do you know who I would actually substitute everybody for? Maleficent. I find her to be deviously amazing.
But she's not a Disney princess.
No, she's not.
Well,
but
she's also isn't she really a dragon?
She's not a Disney princess, but I think she's a princess of old who was scorned and never saved. Yes, she turned into Maleficent. She's the ignore princess, you know. Okay, that makes no sense.
Who is your favorite Disney princess? And let us know in the chat too. Yes.
Oh, well, mine, like I said, is Ariel.
Hands
down. And then my other two favorites, I actually go to the Disney classics. I go, like you said, Cinderella, and then I also go to and just if I'm doing favorite movie, I'll also throw in Sleeping Beauty because I love the little fairies because they're just, I don't know, I just thought they were so cute.
You know, I realized the other day because I was like thinking, I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched Snow White because it was like the first Disney one. Isn't it like made in the 30s or something? Anyways, is there like a big difference between Snow White and Sleeping Beauty? Don't they both have the girl who's asleep and has to get woken up by the prince's kiss? Aren't they like a movie?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. The way that it works is different. How the spell happens is different. But yes, yeah. It sounds very, I don't know, like Rufinol sort of adjacent if you really think about it.
Like getting roofied?
Yeah. Like, oh, this princess, she's passed out. Let's find a prince to come and wake her up.
Oh my God, yeah, he does. He kisses her while she's asleep. Mm-hmm. Oh, I never. Wow, you're right. It's technically sexual assault.
Totally. Yeah.
Interesting. Funny how like every girl's childhood crush and like what they use as the framework for romance is based around that, like an essay.
You know, they actually did a study about that, and it is true. how to say this? It's not publicly admitted, but if I remember very well, it was that there's this the fantasy of being like the princess in the damsel in distress and being saved forcefully by the prince. It's an actual fantasy. Look, I'm not saying it's your fantasy, Stevia, but I was looking at the study, and I was like, really? And apparently, it's a thing. It's a thing. And I
I'm
wonder
missing
if it's
the
based on
comment.
the princesses looking at princess being saved all the time, right? It's like, oh, God forbid a girl does a thing on her own. No, she needs to be saved by a man.
So yeah, Bubba's saying the same thing that I am, that like it's okay to like the teenage princess when you're a kid, but when you're an adult, it's kind of I don't know. I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense that I just naturally like stopped kind of being attracted to them once I grew up. Maleficent was in Once Upon a Time. Is that the show with like the two detectives and they go to like fantasy worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good show.
Oh, I'll check it out. I like that fantasy stuff.
Maleficent partially awakened my attraction to goth girls. Yeah, man, a good goth girl. Like, okay, let's go. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I love it. Oh yeah. Oof, oof.
Oh, it must be the black lipstick. Or the choke
Yeah,
collar
and then
with
like the stockings, the chokers. I'm like all of it. Yeah. I mean, they're
Oh,
basically
man.
all wearing
Bitch
lingerie.
That's not true. Okay, listen. I dressed like very alternative in the 90s, and you're just describing like what my wardrobe was right now.
Alternative. That's such a 90s way of saying new. Alternative.
I love that.
Okay, I mean, because you wouldn't have called it goth at the time, because goth was like goth. Then there was like, what you're describing.
I think in the 90s, people just kind of lumped goth people into like
it was
punk.
grunge.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah.
I see. Or like emo. Where does emo fall
came
into?
later.
Emo was
later.
like 2000s, 2010s, around there.
I was too old for emo.
I was. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I was peak age for emo.
For emo.
Rock some Bullet for my Valentine or some My Chemical Romance. Let's go, bro.
Sure.
That's my jam.
I think they're good. But like for the fashion trends, I was too old for it. There was no pulling it off.
You didn't do any shopping at Hot Topic then?
No, I never.
Shopping in Hot Topic? Is that a store?
It is.
What? You don't know what Hot Topic is?
Nope.
Good God.
No.
Have you been to a mall ever?
You know what?
Don't
maybe
do it
not
if
that
you
much.
haven't.
No, not that much.
Doesn't know what Vine is. Doesn't know what Hot Topic is.
Don't
When did
forget,
you come to America again?
I didn't grow up here. I was 15 when I came here, but I didn't speak the language till I was 16.
Still, you've been here long enough.
I mean, yeah, but
that's crazy. There's literally a Hot Topic in every mall across the country. In fact, I think that they were just nestled there from when they built the malls, like back in the 50s, and they didn't actually awaken. It was like the
cicadas.
nest. Yeah, cicadas. Yeah, they were just hibernating until goth became popular, and then the Hot Topic nest opened up for us all to shop.
That's pretty
and
funny.
like every 20 years it becomes a thing, and then it just sort of like goes back underground.
I went to a Hot Topic recently though, and that place was dead.
It's still open. Oh, do they still sell clothes?
Yeah,
like relevant clothes.
No.
Yeah, they're relevant to today's stuff. So it's a lot of like anime and like they're trying to appeal to the young crowd, but the like Gen Z looks at that as like old people stuff. So they see Hot Topic and they're like, "Oh my god, ew." I don't even know like what that. Yeah, just me like trying to imitate a young person. I can't like imitating Mean Girls over here.
Oh my god, ew. That's actually quite.
Yeah, that's a good point. If there is a mall anymore, they're all going away.
Yeah, there's all going away. Anyway, listen. So this story is gonna teach you a lesson on what? Don't trust anybody. I mean, we already knew that, right? But look, when the news broke out about Khalil, I was still in Jersey in the US. It was a big deal here in the state because Orange is not far to where it's not far to where I live now, but it's not even far to where I used to live when the news broke out. And it was a complete calamity because, at the time, the world of online dating was just coming out, and it was an exciting, like, wow, we can date online. It was something new and exciting. So people were like very interested into like, oh, I get to meet someone without having to go outside. This is amazing. What'd you say?
What year did this happen?
In the 90s.
Like 96, right?
Right. So
yeah, everybody saw Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan and You Got Mail, and they're like, oh, you can find love on the internet? What?
Yeah, like around there, like the early 2000s, the apps were starting to get more intricate and stuff. But at the same time, because of this new access to human beings, I think the crazies and the serial killers were like, oh, I don't have to stalk my victim in public. I can just pretend and they just come to me. So you have these nutcase who really enjoyed the boom of this online dating world. But remember, it wasn't just the dating part. It was also like meetup, like, hey, we have the same interests. Let's just hang out and be friends, right? Do you guys remember meetup? So it wasn't just for dating. It was just the birth of the emergence of, we don't have to go outside and do stuff. We can just do stuff while here on the computer, and I can talk to you, right? So
you ever do AOL chat rooms? I did that as a kid.
I did.
I never did.
I did. I honestly think me and my friend were some of the earliest catfishers back in the day.
Dude, I was debating on whether or not telling you a story, but now I have to. I catfished somebody when I was like 12. My mom did a lot of online dating, and she had a picture of like this guy that she was seeing. He was like this handsome guy in a suit.
Wait,
and I started talking to this girl in a chat room, and she was like in her 20s, and I was like a 12-year-old, chubby middle school kid. And she totally fell for me, like hook, line, and sinker, because I sent her the picture of the guy saying it was her. In fact, I was studying Greek mythology at the time, and I had a pet name for her. I called her Aphrodite because she was,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was that cheesy, but she fucking ate it up. And I remember the day my brother was like standing over, and he was like, dude, tell her. And finally I was like, I have to tell you something.
Oh my god.
She was so pissed.
Wait,
I'm actually a 12-year-old boy in New Hampshire. Oh, I didn't. I thought it was devastating. We thought it was funny, but I'm sure she wasn't having a good time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, I catfished a guy in China.
Oh.
When I was like 13. It was me and one of my best guy friends, and we like started this online relationship. He would send us presents to like a post office box and
oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. I'm like, did I just confess to a crime? Listen, I'm telling you, this happened in like 1990.
The statute of limitation. It's gone.
Statute of limitations. Plus international waters. You'd have to get prosecuted from somebody in China. I think.
Wait, forget Khalil. Hold on one second. So what?
Yeah. So sorry. Oh my god.
How did it end up? Like how did because he sent you gift? He's like, come on, are we going to go to dinner or something? I'm assuming.
Well, no, it was just more like he thought that we were. It was me and my friend. Like I was 13. My friend was 14. It was when we were on tour without our parents. Okay, so this is some of the trouble we would get up to. I've told you about this before.
Oh my god.
So our parents had just installed the internet on our computers, and then they were gone, and we were just left to our own devices in our spare time. And we were going on AOL, and we were just talking, and we just sort of, the thing is we tried to scare this guy off. We would say some of the most offensive things possible.
No. He loved you.
Totally into it.
He loved you with everything that came with it. The good, the bad, the ugly. He was like, I don't care, darling.
I mean, the most twisted things our young little brains could come up with. And this guy he was just like, oh,
what?
yeah,
Give us an example.
I mean, if I say it now, it sounds very childish.
Well, come on.
Oh my
hear it.
God, I'm not even gonna admit this, am I? Like,
Yes.
okay, there was like, yeah, I am, aren't I? Okay, there was a point where we were like dirty talking, you know how it got. In
Oh
those
yeah,
chat
oh yeah.
rooms.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
please,
well,
of
yeah.
course.
Like, I don't know. Okay, the grossest thing we could come up with at the time was asking him to like sneeze in my, like, you know, that thing.
Sneeze.
Yes. And he was
Rule
he was
34.
like, oh,
Somebody
yeah.
out there is into it.
No, listen, you'd be surprised what the fetishes are out
No,
there.
well,
right?
Right. I know. Well, see, I always say I lucked out. I got out of college and I got out of like the public eye just in time for social media to become a thing. And so for me not to like be out there in videos doing anything wild. Like
The real question is, did you ever get anybody to sneeze on your hoo-ha?
Absolutely not. That's how
Silence.
you catch a cold, isn't it?
I don't know if that's how that works. Can you absorb germs from a hoo? I assume so. I mean, it's an orifice,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Well, obviously that's how AIDS works, isn't it? Any STDs?
Oh yeah. Oh duh. Yeah. I've never seen one. I heard there's like teeth in there, and I don't.
No, but okay. So we just no. He sent us like just cards and like nice. It was nice, and we felt.
Did he
so
send you
bad.
like Chinese stuff, like
money? Okay, hold on. Did he send you money or actual physical gift to the post office?
Physical gifts.
Oh.
Like actual, just like nice little things, like a bracelet and a card, and yeah, like it was just actually nice. Which is why
here feeling bad for like the 2 weeks I sent a picture to a girl. It's just, you like hustled this dude at a jewelry and
yeah. They always say girls do it better, you know?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, okay, again, I was only 13.
Yeah,
of course. But here's the thing is that
this was the early days of the internet. That's why I said I feel like we were the original troll.
Yes. And let me tell you, these kids these days, they do worse. Forget sneezing and a hoo-ha. They'd probably do more than that.
I did not type that, by the way. That was the friend that I was with.
I love it. But wait, what was his response? What was his answer? What did he say? Was he like, sure? What did he say?
It was Achu, baby.
Jonesy says, what happens if this guy watches this? It's Bubba.
He said Achu?
Okay, well, if you're out there, hello, Daniel Chang. It's me, Stevie Ray.
Daniel, she named him.
You know what?
Daniel Chang. Poor Daniel. Oh, this episode in memory to Daniel Chang's sneezed hoo-ha.
Look at John Baba's comment. I'm telling you, some people are into some really.
Yeah, I just had that up. Yeah.
Look, we are boring. We are boring. The whole missionary and you know, like Canaan style. No, that's boring. Some people are out there with diapers. yeah, Booba. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I am boring. I'm just trying to get out there and get some plain old missionary sex, and I can't even get that to happen. People are out here with diapers and sneezes, and what the fuck?
That's right.
He's just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's
up? That's right.
That's right. No. Some of the stuff out there is quite impressively insane. Like, it's not even disgusting. It's like, I'm intrigued. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, how does that work?
The binoculars.
I'm like, okay. Like the whole diaper stuff is something I found out. Like the diaper, like they like to be in diaper and like, you know, soil it. And
you never heard of the?
And then they go change it. Like what?
You never heard of the Dylan Redwine case?
No.
Yeah, a guy had a bunch of pictures on his laptop of him like wearing a diaper and then like putting the soiled mess in his mouth. And so his kid, like his 6-year-old kid, found it and confronted him. And he ends up killing his son, who was like staying with him because they're divorced. It's a whole thing.
Wait a minute.
That took a turn, by the way.
Well, what did you? I mean, we were talking about a true crime case. Where did you think it was gonna go?
Wait, so what's
I thought the guy was maybe gonna off himself. I didn't think he was gonna hurt the child.
I'm interested in that case. We'll cover it next week. We'll do that.
Awesome.
What?
That's wild.
I did not expect that.
No.
Oof. Anyway,
so our own excursions aside, getting back to Khalil here.
Right. So anyway, so Khalil is like, wow, what a different world this is. You know, this online stuff is so amazing. I can go and be anonymous. If not anonymous, I can do my dirtiness, not in public, and people can fall for it. But you know what? Let me explain to you how he grew up, because that's significant. And I say all the time, you never know who you're meeting. You could be talking to the secretary, or you could be talking to, I don't know, Stevia or Beefy without not knowing that at you, baby, right? But
oh my god, I you know, I should have never.
I'm playing. No, I'm playing.
Again, but I never said any of this. I was just there. Okay, I was just there. All right.
It came from your keyboard, Stevia. You're just as complicit.
It's just really funny. It's like, oh, look at that. It's Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa.
A shoe was my safe word.
Not anymore.
That's so funny. Anyway, so here's how he grew up, because, you know, he was born in 1996. Oh my God, he's like the same age as my little brother. It's insane. And he grew up in a well-to-do neighborhood. So this is someone who grew up very well, okay, in Orange, New Jersey. And, I live in Jersey. We know Orange. And Orange is divided in different sections. So depending on what part of Orange you're from, you're either in the hood, or you're in Princeton, darling, right?
He was from Princeton.
He grew up in a nice part of Orange. And he comes from a family of law enforcement. So everybody there is someone kind of know the law-ish, right? It's an African-American family who is no stranger to how the law works, right? So you can somewhat assume that there is, a right and wrong compass that's a little stronger than the average family, so to speak, And when I mean his family, his entire family, like uncle, father, everybody there, to the point where that's what he wanted to be when he grew up. That's how influential the law enforcement was. Although on second thought, I wonder maybe that's why he wanted to do crime. Do you think that's why he turned into a criminal? Because he was like, I'm so tired of these laws and rules. Ah! Do you see that's what it was?
I hear that's a pretty common thing.
Yeah? It's kind of like the church girl who ends up being a hooker.
Or like Kohlberger. Wasn't he going to get into law enforcement and then he ended up, yeah.
That's right. Oh, look at that. But anyway, so he went to school like every other kid. And in high school, he was normal for all intent and purposes. He was quiet. He was deemed a nerdy kid. And, at least at the time, being nerdy was not a compliment, so to speak. So he never dated. He just did his homework and went home. And there was nothing really to alarm you to anything at all, right? Until the murders. Now, so far, the question I have for you all, really, Beefy, is there a way you can put up the picture of the guy by going to the Wikipedia? And I want you to look at this picture and try to, see if you saw someone like that walking down the street.
He's not scary looking.
He's not scary looking at all. And you'd be like, oh, look, a nice gentleman. And he was very well-spoken. He was very well-spoken. Remember, he's educated. So it was like, good morning, good evening, hello, everybody. Nice. There was nothing that would indicate that this guy could kill you for the fun of it, right? Because when the news came out that the first victim, like, ooh, what happened to her? When the dots started to connect to this guy, people couldn't believe it. The first victim, he strangled and set her on fire. We'll get to the video a bit about the details of that. But before we do so, I want to play in full. If you go to the video one that I sent, play in full so you can see a little bit in action the murderer.
Well, for the second time in less than a week, Khalil Wheeler Weaver insisted on his innocence before a judge in the murder of a New Jersey woman. Well, those two cases are now being consolidated, but his lawyer says there's no real evidence to do that. 20-year-old Khalil Wheeler Weaver to the same courtroom with the same blank expression as he did a week ago. Today, he pled not guilty in the murder of 33-year-old Joanne Brown. Last week, the same plea in the murder of 20-year-old Sarah Butler. But this time, his bail has multiplied from $1 million to $5 million cash or bond. His lawyer is not surprised.
He's accused of 2 murders, so I would expect that the bond's going to be high.
Brown's body was discovered December 5th in a vacant home on Highland Avenue in Orange, New Jersey, 4 days after Butler's body was found in the West Orange section of Eagle Rock Reservation. Both women had been strangled to death. Weaver's lawyer says the state has no evidence to merge the 2 homicides.
So far, from what I've read, it looks like they're trying to accuse him of this crime because of the manner of deaths are similar. So if they're going to try and secure conviction based on manner of death, they're going to have to come with a lot more than that.
When we spoke to Butler's father after the arraignment in his daughter's murder last week, he had an inkling there would be more victims.
What I'm finding out is there's quite a few girls missing, and he's in charge of it.
Brown's family did not want to show their faces, but told CBS 2 all they want is justice for whoever committed the crime.
And I just want them to make sure that they have all the facts before they put this death on someone and make sure it's the right one.
Wheeler Weaver's lawyer would not comment if her client knew either of the victims. The case now goes on to a grand jury. We're live from the Essex County Court.
Do you see how naively innocent he looked? Right? He looked like a child.
What was the motivation behind these murders?
So that's the thing. He just enjoyed it. There was no rhyme or reason. There was no like, oh, no. He found that he had a liking or an interest in committing harm to the point of murder. And up until this dating website came about, because at the beginning they have to get the website needed to get the dating website of back then are not like what they are today. Today, it's encrypted. It's good. Back then, it was pretty much like a web page and hello, how are you?
Right? Wild West.
Right, it was a Wild West. And so he was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that. I can indulge in my fantasies without having to go outside and be seen in public, because he was a very private person. Right? So I think he was a little bit demented in here. And I think being in a family that's all about law enforcement, we have to follow the law. He was like, well, maybe I want to do something a little unlawful for a little bit. How do I do that? I don't want to disappoint mom and dad, uncle, because everybody was in the police force, right? So this is just me thinking right now. It could be a combination of he had a Jeffrey Dahmer complex and wanted to express it. And he found the outlet of online dating as a source to go to, because he targeted specifically women of the night, sex workers.
I was going to say, yeah, that was the one thing that I thought connected everything, was that they were, yes, sex workers.
But in the I guess the autopsies, there was no sexual assault. There was no like specific sexual assault. So he lured sex workers not to have sex with them. He just lured them in to kill them.
Okay. So maybe what I read, I read that he had used condoms during the sexual assault. So I mean, again, I don't know that my information is any more accurate than your information. That was that he had worn gloves and condoms during the assaults.
Okay, no, I did not read that.
Okay, but I don't quote my source, but that was yeah. It was Wikipedia, so like don't.
Yes, our source is my source was the internet, girl.
Honestly, I use Wikipedia all the time in my research. I use Wikipedia for like everything. It's a that was the thing. It was the only well, I'm not going to bury the lead on where the DNA comes from, but
it didn't come from, because it didn't come from sexual fluids. We know this much.
Yeah. Actually, the reason why he was really cut because one of them survived, and it was through reverse engineering forensic, as I call it, and that's how they got to him, because one girl survived. Can you imagine? Can you imagine waking up to having your leg? I don't know, waking up to your murderer right there next to you, preparing your grave, and you're like,
oh my god, really? It was like that?
Yep, she was just like, what's going on? What's happening? Right? But I want to go back again to the type of victim he chose, because almost all of them had mental health situations. So not only were they sex workers, but they were sex workers with an extra layer of some sort of trauma and struggle with their mental health.
Yeah, so Bubba's saying the same thing here. Streetwalkers are easy prey. It's the training ground for up-and-coming serial killers. They target the easy prey who are unlikely will be investigated, hard or really missed, maybe not even reported. Yeah, they have a term for this in the true crime community. It's called less dead. Do we as a community consider prostitutes less dead than like a upstanding, like a beautiful girl from a good environment? People care less, which is fucked up.
So do they care less because there's no one who's going to look for them? Is that it?
Yep.
That's part of it. I think a lot of the thought process behind it is like, oh, well, they did it to themselves. They shouldn't have been doing that. When really the two aren't correlated. Like just because somebody is involved in sex work for, whatever the reasons are, does not mean that they're have a death wish or they're, more susceptible to being fucking murdered than somebody else.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to like chime in on this?
You could chime in anytime, please, girl.
Okay, I appreciate it. No, it was something that you said, and it just makes me bring up the issue because you said they were all sex workers, and if I understand it correctly, with the exception of the one woman, they were all teenagers, or they were quite young, right?
Very young.
Yes.
One of them was 15. One of them was 20, and one of them was 33. So yeah.
So like but the majority of them, with the exception of the 15-year-old, which if I am correct was the one who survived. Yes.
The one who survived was well, they didn't say she was a teen. No, she was not a teen. She was an adult. The teen
was killed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. I'll just say things and
say it.
No. But what I was gonna say was you had pointed out that and this is not meant to come off as judgy, but I do think that there is a certain type of drive that pulls people who in general maybe come from safe, secure backgrounds in stable homes with stable mental backgrounds, in general, don't tend to turn to sex work. They can. That's their choice. But I'm saying, I feel like the thing of saying like, well, they're sex workers. I feel like those things do to an extent go hand in hand. Yeah.
I see.
But that doesn't mean they're more entitled to be murdered by somebody.
Oh no, absolutely not. No.
No. I think what Stevia you're saying, because I said that not only did he target sex workers, but he targeted sex workers.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Sex workers are more inclined to be suffering from like mental health or drug addiction. Yeah.
So
I'm glad you picked up on that. That is exactly what I was speaking to. Thank you.
So the reason why I said that is because I think that he's smart enough to pick them out and make a difference between the ones who were sex workers and would go and the ones who were sex workers and would not go, because of how he pretty much lured them. It wasn't it was very like fishy, very like ew, kind of very like come here and here's $15. It was so to the point that it was not a turn on even for a sex worker, so to speak. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So because actually that's how the one who survived, she survived because she was like, I don't know, this is weird. This is really weird. Tiffany Taylor survived because on the way to, I guess, the situation, she was able to think quickly. But because now this is just me assuming, because she had some wits to be like, something is off about this. But I guess I'm gonna go because I really need the money. But I guess do you know what I'm saying? Because anyway.
I'll jump in. I'll just say
Yeah.
it's that female intuition.
Female intuition. Because boys are stupid.
Well,
Look.
no, because you can't speak to it. It's a thing. All the girls in the chat, you guys know what I mean.
Booba, do we have men intuition?
No. Men intuition leads us to do very dumb things. That's what men intuition does.
That's why there's true crime channels.
Oh, I love it. Oh man.
Oh man.
We are very easy. It doesn't take much to enchant us. Doesn't take that much. Anyway, so let's go over the victims really quickly, and then we're going to go and look at some of the details about what happened to them, right? So first victim is Robin, 19. She was strangled and set on fire. What? Okay. Second victim is Sarah. She was 20 and she was strangled. Joanne, 33, asphyxiated. So back of her head or whatever.
Was Robin set on fire?
Correct.
What was the context of that?
He burned the house down.
What?
No, listen, you think that yeah. He's a little bit like cuckoo.
Like he was alive or
no, he killed her first. And then he set the thing on fire. Remember, Robin is the first victim. So in his mind, he's like, all right, it just happened. I just killed someone. All right. My family's in law enforcement. I have to find a way to do something. And so, just like Kohlberger, maybe if I burn the whole place down. Right?
These are them, I think, right?
Let me just see. Correct.
Gosh.
Yeah. Then
So young.
yeah, very young, Then we have Mawa, 15, strangled, allegedly. And then we have the survivor, Tiffany Taylor, who woke up in the middle of the attack. Yeah, and she's the sole survivor victim. So with that being said, let's go to the second video I sent. We're going to go to Robin, minute 3:07. Just so, because this guy, he does a good job narrating, makes my job a little bit easier. But because
I love that chapter. This guy is great.
Yeah, he's good. But just so you can see a little bit, some of the backstory about the victim, and why I believe that he had an ability to sniff them out. Because it's one thing if it's random, right? Oh, look at that! But every single one of those, Anyway, that's my opinion.
Robin was from Philadelphia. She had 2 older brothers and she had a tough upbringing, living for a time at a treatment facility for young people with behavioral and mental health issues. She was an adventurous, strong-minded person, daughter of an assistant pastor, and she loved to sing. She left home at age 18 and was just turning 20, or would have 4 days after her body was found.
Oh my God.
She ended up working as an exotic dancer and eventual sex worker in Philadelphia. And it was in late August that Robin and a friend visited New Jersey. They were only staying a few nights. On the 31st of August, they went out in Newark. And as they were on the footpath, a car, the silver sedan, stopped by them. The driver of the car, Robin's friend, would later say, he was nice, he was charming, and he pointed at Robin. And she got in, drove to that house on Lakeside Avenue. It was the 22nd of October, 2016, that the next woman would disappear.
Pause. Okay. So yes, that's Robin. Unfortunately, that's how she got caught. Now, first of all, any thoughts, Stevia?
Off the bat, no. I just want to give a shout out to Mike in that chapter because he always makes some good stuff. But no. What's your take?
So I think now I have friends. Well, used to. Long story, but I have friends who were in the sex industry, and the last time I communicate with them, they were still in the sex industry as a grown person, like 35 years old. And so of course one of the stigma a lot of sex workers get is, like you said, Stevia, is that they're there by choice, or it's they're easy, they're like not people. It's like like you're not a person, I could do whatever I want because I pay for your body, therefore it's mine for X amount of time, right?
Oh, I don't think that. A
lot of people think that.
A lot of people think that with sex work. They think that because you're doing sex worker, that your body's not yours, that it's mine.
Yeah, I paid for the hour. I get to do whatever I want. It's
I can do whatever I want with it, right? And so when she walked into that car, she didn't want to walk into the car. She just did it because she wanted and she needed money. And even with just hearing, because you can fill in the blank, right? So it was charming. She got into the car. Remember, this is the time before all that good smartphones. So there was really no way to really tell your friend, all right, here's my location.
There were barely cell phones back then here.
There were barely cell phones, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that year. People barely had cell phones.
Oops, sorry. And there was always an understanding, and this is from my experience, that when you go on like get in someone's car or go in someone's house, or you go and perform the job you're supposed to do, there's always like a in the back of your mind, like, this could be my last gig, even if you do it in a poshest of places, like my friends were doing. And it's always super scary, and then they never get in because they want to. It's always like, and I can guarantee you, based on my experience, when the guy pulled over, is like Robin, she probably looked at her friend like, oh damn it, all right, I'll be right back, see you later, all right? It's super unfortunate, but I just wanted to point that out, that's all.
I actually, and I'm gonna say something that might be controversial, but I'm gonna say, like, because he was young and he doesn't look that scary, perhaps she didn't even have that sort of trepidation that she might normally have had with some of these other different Johns, if we will.
Yeah, if I saw him on the street, I wouldn't. No alarm bells would go off. He just looks like a normal.
Right.
So
I wonder if she. Yeah, so I wonder if she almost thought, like, oh, he's like my age, like, oh, he's like whatever, and then it really disarmed her.
Yeah. And you'll hear, as we go along the story, you'll hear that as it goes, he just switches, like he just turns into like this sweet little boy to a monster. So, yeah. Beefy, thoughts?
Yeah, it's just fucked up. I can't stand these people that do this, that hunt around for sex workers, thinking that they're not going to get caught, and that, like you said, that their bodies belong to them and they're somehow entitled to these people. It's just these people suck.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen to hold on. But wait, Boba said, unfortunately, the vast majority are there by choice. Some cause they are forced into it to pay debt. Oh, I see what you mean. Some to feel a voyeurism, exhibition thing.
Voyeuristic.
That's from voyeurist. Oh, that's French. Okay.
Voyeuristic.
Yeah, exhibitionist thing, and some just for money to buy dope.
Yeah, I saw this comment, and I wasn't gonna pin it up initially because I don't necessarily know how much. I mean, I understand what he's saying. Like, it ultimately is a choice. I guess it's the same argument of people that use drugs. It's like, okay, the first time you do it, yes, there's a choice being made. Like, you're choosing to do that, but they fall into the habits of that lifestyle just as a drug addict does, and it very quickly becomes not a choice. Like, they're relying on that lifestyle to pay their bills, and in some cases, they're working for a pimp, and they really don't have a choice. So, like, yes, they might have agreed to something on the onset, but once they're in it, they're locked in. So
it's a real rock and a hard place scenario.
Yeah.
With that, you know.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you. So I'll tell you two situations. I'll tell you the okay. So my friend, who is my ex-friend. I'll tell you why I became an ex-friend. But my ex-friend, who still is an escort, but was an escort when we were in our 20s. Okay.
Is this the guy who was like, "Oh hell yeah, I pooped on him, honey"?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Yes. Oh, that's another story. If you want to hear about that one, stay to the end. I'll tell you about that story.
No, you've told us.
Stevia is like, what? No, listen.
No, I want to hear the poop story.
I mean, the poop story's in the lead. He pooped on a guy's chest.
I can't.
That's what here in Ohio we call a Cleveland steamer.
Listen. And he got paid a lot of money for it too. I was like, I wouldn't mind taking that money for having a good. Anyway, that's not my story. What I want to say is that, when we were younger, of course, you know, like who wants to work a 9 to 5 when you're 19, 20, when you can make a lot of money, like $2,000, but just, you know.
Hold on, wait a minute, because I'm thinking about this. You said you wouldn't mind taking that money. And are you the pooper or the poopy?
No, I'm the pooper.
You're the pooper. Okay.
So
would you be a?
Okay.
I would do neither for money.
Okay, you know what? I'm curious. I want to ask Booba that. Booba, would you poop on someone's chest if they're gonna pay you $15,000? Guys, let me know. Would you do that if I was to give you $15,000?
Bubba, do not answer this incorrectly.
Because if you're gonna give me $15,000, no strings attached, and I just have a seat and take a poop, I'm doing it. So let me tell you something. No cameras.
What if the positions are changed and you're the poopy?
No, because that's not my thing.
Yeah.
No.
So wait, so you're saying that pooping on people is your thing?
No, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. But
I mean, I didn't say it, you said it.
But you know, like, it's less of, I don't have to clean up, you know. I was like, all right, well, have fun with that mess. Bye, thanks.
I think for 15 grand I might poop on someone. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know.
Oh my god, guys, are we just like coming up with an
Pass me the dairy?
right now?
Cover them? Pass me the dairy? What does that mean? Are you lactose intolerant?
Look at Booba. Pass me the dairy.
Yeah, what does that mean? Pass me the dairy. He must be lactose intolerant.
So Booba could be in and out quickly. Anyway, no, what a detour. What I wanted to say is that one of the struggles that a lot of people who are in the cash economy, like sex workers, is they want to leave, but the reason why it's difficult to leave is because when you have money coming in like every day, when you're so dependent on the cash, because it's hard to pay your bills. Because when you get a job, you have to wait 30 days, right? You have to wait at least 15 to 30 days to get something. And in between then, there's nothing. And so when you're used to get like $100 a night or $600 a night, when you used to have money in your hand every day, it's hard to have nothing, wait 15 days, and then do your stuff, right? So he struggled a long time getting out of it, because when you get paid $15,000 a weekend, and then now you got to work at, like, you know, Starbucks because your resume is empty, so you can't just work anywhere, right? So now you have to work
a hard transition.
You got to do like scrub and clean the coffee and make the coffee and talk to people, and just for $10 an hour, and you have to wait 30 days to get your money. You're like, I could be doing this, taking a poop on someone for $15,000. Right?
Whoa, you guys. I'm just curious. At what point do your parents just stop giving you money when you ask for it? Like, isn't that a thing? Like, why are you guys doing all this work and pooping? Don't you just ask daddy for money? Like, I don't know. Is that not a thing? No, okay. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. I know. I honestly, I don't understand people with this work ethic these days. Like nobody works, everybody hates it, and everybody lives with their parents, and it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just. I don't know.
All right.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I derailed that. I didn't mean to do that.
No, it is.
That's my
It's a
bad.
very cultural thing. I mean, I feel like a lot of
It's
every
funny.
generation. I feel like feels like the new generation is lazy. That's like a very cliche thing of like, oh, today's kids don't know how to work. There's no work ethic. But I do think there has been a cultural shift where, like Gen Z or whatever, today's up and coming youth, they do struggle in today's workplace. I think what a lot of people say is they don't like the criticism and they aren't willing to pay their dues. Like if they aren't immediately good at something, they just kind of bail on it. But more importantly, I think a lot of them anyways, not all of them, but most of them have lived their lives and found success through technology and through kind of minimal effort. And so the idea of like working with your hands and like putting in and like what I used to refer to as like an honest day's living. I really liked working with my hands because I felt like I was earning my money. And I think that kind of runs in the face pretty extremely to what they're used to, kind of just playing video games and being on their computer. And it's as your same reference of going from making $15,000 to pooping on somebody, going from being on a computer and having, a relatively comfortable life to, living in a 1-bedroom apartment and working your ass off it's a hard transition that a lot of today's youth aren't ready for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with the economy being as shitty as it is.
I think the economy is great, but okay.
Say what, bro? Milk is like $5 a gallon. Yeah, block yourself from these tomatoes. I'm gonna start throwing them. The economy's trash right now. What country do you live in again? You didn't know what Vine is. You don't know what Hot Topic is. You think the economy's great?
He's in Jersey.
Stop it! You're gonna make me pee.
Oh no! We're gonna pay you for that?
Hopefully, yeah, I was about to say, hopefully not on someone.
Okay, wait. Let's go to the next victim. All right.
What a
We'll be
segue.
here forever. We'll never finish this. So the next victim is, I think your
people give me crap about like, oh, your live streams are so eclectic. We go on all these. I think it's Stevia because she's in all my live streams too, and we don't normally go on this many side tangents. I think it's her. She's the X factor in this.
You know what? I'm willing to accept that because I will own that, and I don't care. So I'm the reason everybody hates everybody. Whatever, guys. Eat one. I don't care. Whatever.
I love it.
I don't care. I'm just me. I'm just having a good old time. I'm talking to
Joanne Brown was 33 years old, from Augusta, Maine. She had a good number of siblings, and they all moved to Newark when she was just 5 years old. She was nice, lovely, but did struggle with mental health issues, namely bipolar disorder and schizophrenia.
Oh boy.
So big.
After high school, Joanne worked as an exotic dancer under the name London. Later, she worked as a sex worker, something her friends were concerned for her about. And she tried to leave. She moved into a building run by a nonprofit that offered drug treatment and counseling, gave her a schedule, rules, but it was tough. It was on the afternoon of the 22nd of October, a week before Halloween, that Joanne and a friend of hers, they were hanging outside in front of a Popeyes in South Newark. The guy, he pulled up beside him about 1:15 in the PM. Once again, pointed at Joanne.
Of course it was a Popeye.
She didn't have her phone with her that day, so in the car, she asked if she could borrow this guy's phone to call her friend, just let her know where she was going, when she'd be back. And she did, but of course she didn't really know where she was going. They ended up wheeling and weaving to a place the killer had just been preparing. Inside the abandoned house on Highland Avenue in Orange, he wrapped her head in duct tape and strangled her to death.
Oh my God.
After, he called Joanne's friend. Her number was...
Wait, I'm sorry. I gotta pause. How did he wrap her head in duct tape? Like while she was alive?
No, so yes, that's how he killed her. Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't she put up a fight? That's crazy. Yeah, I guess if you're fast, that's crazy.
Yeah. Hi, Charlotte. Bonjour, Charlotte. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
But yeah, I think about the logistics of that. It just sounds
No,
difficult.
it goes to tell you that he turns into a monster because, of course,
Yeah.
the victim fights back, but you know he just
Overpowered her. Yeah.
he turns into a
Must
monster.
have been a vicious battle. Gosh.
Yep.
Well, did it say anything as to whether or not her hands were tied behind her back already? Because there's not.
No, it
I'm
just
saying,
says
like,
that
it'd
she was
be very-
asphyxiated. So
right.
but
But no,
you know,
okay. Yeah, because
you know
I
what-
would guess that their hands were tied behind her back before he did that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
as a
Oh,
I have
Bro
no
brings a
clue,
good
but-
point. Yeah, maybe it was one of his saying it's one of his kinks, or she could have been asleep. Who knows?
and the reason why it's all murky is because all of these is backtrack reconstructed based on the survivor, right?
Oh, well,
Because-
yeah. I mean, every investigation is done posthumously.
All right, baby. No, right. Okay.
All right. Throw that shade out there. Okay.
I'm playing. I'm being
Phil
idiot.
in his phone.
LeBron
When she
James.
answered, he didn't say anything. He just breathed. Then hung up.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Okay, pause right there.
Oh, sorry.
When her
That's
friend tried-
fucking terrifying.
So at that moment, I was like, no, this is a Jeffrey Dahmer. Think about that. Like, you have to be complete. I mean, of course, you have to be cuckoo to kill, but not only to kill, but he's enjoying it. He's like, whoa, this is thrillful. Let me call the friend and scare her, right?
Yeah.
Right. All of that. Like, if you look at the guy again, like, he looks like a regular, hello everybody, hi. He looks like a regular Jeffrey Dahmer, like, kind of, a
And you
nice
said
guy
he
with
was-
glasses.
He was kind of like that in his everyday life too, like kind of unassuming.
Yeah. He goes to tell you, like, who the hell, Beefy and Stevia, who are you in real life?
Yeah, anybody could be a serial killer. I mean, we say it every time, right? That like the serial killers, everybody says like, oh, they were just normal people.
Just normal people.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I am not a serial killer. Do not look into me. I haven't done anything wrong. I don't know what these crazy people are trying to fucking convict me with. Okay?
Define serial. Sorry,
More than 3.
Well, then no. See, I'm me either.
Right. Oh, sure. No, I will. I mean, if I wake up and the cereal that I want to eat for breakfast is not in the house, I might commit a murder. But does that really count? I don't know. Is that a serial murder or? Oh my God, my jokes are getting
Serial
worse by the
murder.
second.
That's
Somebody,
pretty bad.
I know. You
Well,
know what? Honestly,
yeah.
just stick a dingle hopper in me. I'm done.
A dingle hopper.
I'm
Nice.
out of here because this is bad. No, sorry. No, but no. I think, isn't it though, a serial killer it's more than 3
Yes.
3 people, but there's a particular style or pattern. Like
A pattern.
like a spree killer is different from
Yep.
A serial killer.
a serial killer, and right. Even though they might kill more people all at once, it's one of those situations. So yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure we were okay. Mhm.
Well, I'm not a serial killer, not even one. All right, I'm not even a killer, period. So you guys are insinuating it's like, oh, I didn't do more than 3. No, I did 0. All right, let's be clear. Mhm.
Wait, whoa. What? I didn't say that.
You're like, yeah, because
That was
like,
beefy.
I definitely did
That
not
was
do
beefy. That wasn't me.
Wait a minute, everybody. I have 0. Okay, I've killed no one. Oh my God! And besides, I couldn't get away with it. What? They were arrested.
Nobody does nowadays. They all get caught.
They all get caught.
Eventually. It's
You
the
know-
question. The question is like, do they? Okay, so they get caught, but do they actually get convicted properly? Becomes like the major issue. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because there's a lot of people getting caught and then they're not convicted or put away for long enough, and then they recommit.
Yeah, like my dad. What?
Mm.
Oh, I'm glad nobody heard that. Mm-hmm.
No, I remember the first time I ever saw you. You told a story about your father and your mother.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was
Not
the first
arrested.
video I ever saw you on.
Never got arrested. Can you believe this mess? He get away with it. He gets away with everything. It's always the good guys who die early. The bad ones live forever. Like, what's the point? Okay. So, Beefy, why do I feel like you're looking at your squirrel with the hands in your pocket? I feel so disrespected.
What do you mean? No, not at all.
Perfect. Press play. No, I'm kidding. Press play.
Tried to call back. No answer. Joanne, she wouldn't be found inside that abandoned house for another month and a half. Before she was found, though, the killer would strike again. Twice more. Tiffany Taylor grew up in Jersey City before moving to Orlando and studying music and psychology and becoming a professional dancer. However, when she became pregnant, she left Florida, left college, and she moved back to New Jersey. Then she started working as a sex worker to get by. At this stage, she was living out of her car. And she knew a young fella who she had met through a friend. And this guy was 13 years younger than herself. Tiffany, 33, this guy, 20. And he was just obsessed with Tiffany. Non-stop begging to just hook up with her. And then he started offering to pay to hook up with her. She declined until eventually in April 2016, she said yes. She said yes with a sly grin because she was gonna rob him. So she pulled up at his house, got out, went into his bedroom, got paid cash in advance, and then when she was there, she was like, ah, snap. I left my condoms back in my car. I'll go get them, be right back. She then drove off. She was having a great time. Then in November 2016, 7 months later, she started getting weird texts from a number she didn't know. And again, it was a guy begging to hook up with her. Right? She changed her phone. Still was getting texts. She had no idea how he got her new number. But he did. She declined again until he kept going on and on. And he said he'd pay her whatever she wanted. And then she was like, fine. That was on the 15th of November 2016. Once again, she was going to rob him. They met at her motel. And this guy was wearing a ski mask. And then they drove. They were going to drive to a quiet place. As they were driving, he asked her to pull over so he could go for a pee. And when she did, he bashed her on the head and he handcuffed her. He then started choking her and he took off the ski mask. Now she knew he was going to kill her because she recognized him obviously from those months before. As he was choking her, she said, no, you don't kill me. I left my phone back in the motel room. It has all your information on it. All the messages we sent. You can't kill me. So then the guy said, oh shit, I guess we got to go back to your room. Get your phone. And then I'll kill you. Tiffany was double jointed. So as he drove, she, in the back seat, was able to get out of the cuffs. And as they got out of the car in the motel parking lot and started walking back to the room to get the phone, she managed to leg it in ahead of him, got in and slammed the door behind her. He started shouting and roaring, and then he ran off. The police then arrived. This clip will show you just how unhelpful they were, and Tiffany was 4 months pregnant at this time.
Oof.
What injuries do you have? What injuries do you have?
Look at my face and the duct tape.
For the what?
And the duct tape, my face.
When did he duct tape you?
Huh?
In the car?
In the car.
So you let him duct tape you, or what happened? I just need to know.
He put the handcuffs on me first. He choked me out, and after he choked me out,
What was all happened in the car?
yeah.
Where were you parked at this time? The gas station over there?
No, it was by the gas station.
By the gas station?
That block.
It was in his car.
It was in his car.
So he took the duct tape with him.
Had to, yeah.
And he just ran away?
Ran away.
They treated her like shit and would say they didn't believe her. And the entire time, the killer was watching. A week later, he would kill again. If they had listened, he wouldn't have been able to. Simple as. The next victim, though, was someone entirely different, like all together. Serial killers, they, a lot of times you'll see them.
Yeah.
So it's very.
I want to make sure I understand the facts here before you jump into it.
Oh, sure.
The guy who was, asking her over and over again, can we sleep together? Can we sleep together? Can I pay? Can I pay? Can I pay? It was the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he pulls off a ski mask, and it's the same guy who was like, "I'll pay you for." Okay, gotcha.
First of all, she got in the car with the ski mask on.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? So was she working?
Because in her mind, she was gonna rob him anyway. So she was like, "I got him. I'm gonna get him anyway." Yeah, she's brave.
Was she actually working as a sex worker at that point?
Yes, and it seemed like she would rob the guys that she was not interested in working. You know what? I think for her side, it was the beginning of her. In French, they call it escroquerie. It's the beginning of her scam. So she didn't have to sleep with the boys. She would be like, "Oh, forgot my condom in the car," and just drive away.
Yeah. That is very reminiscent of, just loosely, of Eileen Warnos.
Yeah.
Who, you guys know, who was a sex worker, and she just rob and kill the people, and so she was doing something like that. I can't imagine trying to rob someone who already looks like they're trying to rob you. That's a weird choice.
I can't believe the guy pulled up with a ski mask and she was just like, "Sure, let's do this." Like, what
let's get in the car.
She's
but
like, "You're late." Like, she thought he was
late.
her own accomplice. He was gonna help her in the whole process.
But it's because she was desperate for money. It shows you how desperate she was. She was pregnant 4 months.
Oh.
Oh wait, that must be that means that was the second kid. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't even process that because she already had a kid before she got into sex work, a brand new kid. So she had like a kid that was less than a 2-year-old kid. Okay, so you know what? She was like, "Oh crap, I'm pregnant." But here's the thing: the thing with the police is that it's so common for them not to believe sex workers. Or at the very least,
Bubba is saying the same thing right now. Unfortunately, too many times streetwalkers lie, so cops don't trust them. A quote-unquote client refuses to pay, so she wants to burn him hard.
Ah, I see. But how about the injury and the handcuffs? Like, where'd you get the handcuffs from? I don't know.
I think a lot of the cops assume, like, oh, she probably agreed to it and then changed her mind after. There's probably a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like, well, you got yourself into this mess, like, just because things went a little too far. I think that's kind of what they're thinking.
But still, that still makes it a crime, though, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So the cops should be fired, but that would never happen.
Again, they're considered less people. Like, they just don't care about these people.
I'm not agreeing with you. I'm concurring. Like, I don't opinion wise agree with these things. I'm just like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got you.
So, yeah, okay.
If we stick around to the end, I'll tell you a story that we dealt with the Boston Police Department. Look, I'm a nice person until I'm not. Okay, let's first play. Let him finish the series of the victims, and then we continue.
Targeting sex workers. It's tragic, but they are sometimes called the less dead, because if they go missing,
right there.
Serial killers know the police won't look too hard if they get reported missing at all. The next victim wasn't a sex worker at all. She came from a good house, a good upbringing, good family. She was in college studying to get her degree, all that. For this guy going for a victim outside of his usual pool, that would be his undoing. Sarah Butler was a dancer. So good, she traveled as part of a group. And in 2016, she was attending New Jersey City University. She had two sisters, Sarah, the bubbly middle one, and worked as a lifeguard for a time, before moving into the dorms in her new car. At the college dorms, though, she found making friends very difficult. And so she downloaded an app called Tagged.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is Tagged? Well, from what I can gather, it's sort of like Tinder or something like that. It's an app to meet people. About 300 million people use it, so a few. And in America, the demographic is mostly in the 35 to 49 age range, female and African American. It's been in decline since Tinder launched 8 years after Tag did. And well, here, listen, point is, it's a place to meet people. So you can see why Sarah, who may have been kind of lonely moving to this university, she would have used this. There, Sarah, screen name, Sarah Smile.
Perfect. Conversation time. Beefy, do you use apps? Dating apps?
Yes. Not that much. I'm not really crazy on dating, but yeah.
Stevia, I don't know if you're hitched up or not, but do you use dating app?
I've been with my husband for going on 19 years now.
Okay, so you've been hitched up for a while.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I jumped out of the frying pan right in time. Okay, before
the fire got turned on.
Yeah, like I got hitched up. I had a kid before there was iPhones. Okay. And so I literally, like, there was no smartphones, there was none of this social media. Like, I managed to avoid all of it, and I love myself for it because this stuff is toxic.
It's. I feel like it's so difficult. Now, anybody in the comments, any viewers, do you guys use dating apps? Because so here's the question here is, so if you are using dating apps, what are the biggest challenges in how do you find out if the person is authentic, right? In terms of like
So a lot of the apps nowadays have steps to prevent that. So they'll have like a verification where you have to hold the phone in like a bunch of different angles to verify it's your face. Some of the cheaper ones are just wrought with scammers. Like Plenty of Fish is one, for example, that has just tons and tons of scammers. But no matter what, they're going to be on there. Like even girls that are real are, you know, sex workers or just want your credit card information, and they get a lot of, you know, marks that way. Oh yeah.
Beefy, is this the wrong time to just let you know that I'm a sex worker who's only interested in your credit card information? I've been playing a long game here.
Oh wait! I have something even better. Beefy, I'm the sex worker, and I just need to confirmation. This has been the plan in the making for years.
This entire year has led up to this moment.
Sorry.
Wow, because I also got hitched right as it started coming out, and and looking back, I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to survive like the dating world today because it's of how, like, you know, there's always with the app it's a feeling of like the grass is greener on the other side, so you're always looking, you never just stop, you know. And Steve, back in our day, you know, had to bump into someone and be like, hi. Like, you didn't have as many options, right? So
I never did any online dating at all whatsoever.
Aside from Don Chang or whatever his name is.
Yeah, no, well, that was I have no idea what you're talking about. Yes. But no, I've never actually in a single instance ever been done online dating. No.
Oh, look at that. Jonesy said she married someone she met online. Jonesy, go ahead. Start typing away. So what was
been married for 6
Hey, Jonesy.
Yeah, what were some of the questions you would ask? Like, are you a serial killer? Is that one of the questions you ask? Have you ever killed before? I mean, do you?
I know the big thing is going on a first date in a public place.
Yeah.
I think my first question would be, would you help me bury a body? That's a joke.
Stevia's question to be, do you have allergies? Because, like, I'm going to need you to do some sneezing.
Oh, I didn't type that, okay? That was a boy. It was not me. That was a boy that typed that, okay?
Spring is Stevia's favorite season. I can't.
It's not. It's actually summer. I get your joke, but
she keeps a jar of cracked pepper next to the nightstand for her husband.
Can't. Beefy, stop. Funny. A jar of pepper.
Okay, I'm sorry. Does he have my room bugged? Like, are there cameras in here? Creep.
All right. Okay, so continue and press play. And then we're gonna wrap it up soon, though. So press play.
She met a guy named Lil Yacht Rock. They started messaging, and he offered her $500 for sex.
Wow.
Wow. Well, how
Pause
much money?
right there. Pause right there. Okay. All right. Now that we have all this on screen, here's my question. Because clearly, she that never crossed her mind to get paid for sex. So she was, you know, that's never was a thing until someone put it in her face like, boom, don't make some money, $500. And she was like, So my question to you, public, Beefy and Stevia, what's your number?
I don't think I have one to do. I mean, yeah, it would have to be really high.
Like 100 million? 1 million? 500,000.
It would depend on the person.
Okay, Beefy, 500,000. Yes or no?
For who?
For me.
That's a fair question.
Well, for you, you're a different story. You're a good-looking guy, man.
Oh my God!
Wait. We already know that 15 grand is involved in poop. Okay, guys. Like, so some deductions and negotiations need to be made. This is weird. I'll broker the deal. Okay, but I want nothing to do with any of this. Y'all are
yeah,
crazy.
I do have to say,
Y'all are
500. Bubba's saying that too. Yeah, 500. That's a really high price for what
That's insane. I mean, when I saw that, I said, "Girl, come on, $500, really?" Like, it's one.
Well,
thing
he also said, like, how much are you looking for? Like, if you're gonna ask, like, you know, typically that's not how it works. Like, you throw a number out there and shoot for the stars, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I dated a girl who did it for a while, and she was doing it actively while we were dating, and she told me that for like sleepovers, like the girlfriend experience, you would get like $1,000 a night. So I guess it would depend on what he's looking to do.
Ooh. Well, look, I think everybody has a number. Yeah, you could even us married people.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like $1 billion. You're telling me you're not going to do something for $1 billion?
That's right. Everybody has a number. I don't care. Even Mother Teresa has a number. Okay. Even Pope
we had this conversation once before in the podcast. That's why, like, I hesitated to be like, well, I wouldn't say never, because fucking you get off me $1 billion, I'll go to fucking Donald Trump's house and fucking his micro, you know, like whatever. Just get it over with. Hurry up.
Okay, I maybe shouldn't provide this information, but okay, and let me make it 100% perfectly clear. I never did this. Okay. I was approached. No. I want to make it 100% clear. I never did it, but I was approached multiple times when I was in my late teens, early 20s, to work for an escort service.
What state?
Ohio.
Okay.
But I mean, also when I lived in New York, I was also approached. It just is something that seems to happen to me. But not anymore, because now I'm old and married and have kids. But when I was younger, yeah, it was a thing that happened, and I always found it like really, really, it was really crazy the way that they would come at you. Because I would be working like as a bartender or as a cocktail waitress or as just a server at a restaurant. And
what's the pitch? Like, man, you're a good looking girl. You could make some real money. What are you doing? Is that it, or?
To an extent, yes, but also not. Like, it was like, oh, hey, you know, do you like going out to nice dinners? Sure, who doesn't? Yeah. Okay. Do you like going on, these fun adventures? Sure, okay. What if there's these men that come into town and they're all alone and they just want someone to hang out with because they don't want to be all alone and bored in their hotels. So they want to go have a nice dinner and go do this fun thing. And they just want to pay for you to do it.
Yeah, technically, legally speaking, that's what they're offering. That's what an escort does.
Yeah, and that mhm, mhm, mhm. And I just remember getting that pushed on me a lot. And again, I never did that. And I'm not saying that I never did that like as in I never did that. Like I actually never did that. Okay, like for real. But yeah, it was something that was pushed on us a lot. Me, and when I say me, I mean me and like the other girls that were bartending or, you know, working in the service industry, not the sex industry, just service industry. But it happened. So
yeah, I mean, it's the oldest job in the world.
It's the oldest job in the world, and it pays very well. Oh yeah, it does.
we were getting paid really well for our jobs. That's why we didn't leave. I mean, I'm not saying like I would have. I mean, we just had good jobs. It was, I mean, you know, the economy was better back then.
Yeah, I did like I waited tables and did bartending back in the early 2000s, and it was pretty lucrative. I mean, you'd have a good like Friday, Saturday night, and then like the rest of the week kind of sucked. But you could make a good, you know, I mean, it depends on the venue.
You can make a menu. Yeah. Good
I
menu.
bartend to get the free drinks. I didn't
You're
care
not
about
supposed
the
to
tip.
drink behind the bar.
Oh please!
Oh my god!
What? Are you crazy?
Yeah. Oh my god!
I never did.
That's on
They
paper.
forced us to drink.
Yeah, that's
We
on
were
paper.
forced to
In real
drink.
life, you're like, yeah. No, I didn't do it for the tip. I just did it for the free drinks because New York City liquor will run your wallet dry. So I was
Yeah,
like,
really?
how do I go and party without paying all this money? I know, I'd be the bartender. And so I was the 0.0 for my group when we will go out to go party. They come to my bar, free drinks, and then we go.
I can see that. You must have been a great bartender.
Yes, and I was drinking all the time. Yeah, it was allowed.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
Where is your bar located in New York?
back then, back in the day, back in my days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Urge, Lower East Side. It's no longer
Lower East Side.
Lower East Side. Yes, it went out of business in maybe 5 years ago.
I was in Hell's Kitchen, so
Okay.
I was just curious.
Do you know? Not to bore everybody else, but COVID killed a lot of because some of them survived post the economy, but COVID killed a lot of them. When we came out of COVID, a lot of them who survived the ages went under from COVID. One of them was Urge. So this is where Urge and the story. Right next to Urge, there was the next bar was called the COCK, like the chicken.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a rooster icon, and it was like, okay, because so free drinks at Urge, the cute boys were next door, and then once you do those two, it's like, well, what do we do next? All right, then we just go down the street to what they call the hangar, and then G Lounge is like the posh rich people, darling. Okay, G Lounge is with the good morning, darling. Hi, darling. Yeah. And then when you're done the round, then you go to like Washington Heights, where you get like the the raggities. You know what I mean? Like that's when you go all the way out to the dark side, because that's fun too. Oopsies.
Yeah.
Did I divulge too much? Why you guys so quiet?
I just don't know these places.
I was just mentally going
Yeah,
on a trip around. I was going on a trip through the boroughs, like whatever.
We were young once. We lived. If you think I did not live,
once upon a time, it's true.
Once upon a time, of course. Of course. Like, you know, when you're young and stupid, that's probably why she said yes to the $500. She was like, why not? It's $500. I could use some little happy time. It's just $500. I'm sure, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 500. Okay.
Now, Sarah's friends and family would say that was very out of character for her to
Can you pause really
accept that
quickly?
offer. She did waive her.
Was that you laughing, Beefy?
Yeah, of course. It's so funny. She's like, "You're not a serial killer, are you?"
With the LOL next to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Continue. You can press play.
For a bit, but it was very strange for her. But regardless, on the night of the 22nd of November, she borrowed her family's minivan and drove off to meet Lil Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
They agreed to meet at the same house Joanne Brown's body was in, still there, wrapped in duct tape, undiscovered, and it wouldn't be for another 2 weeks. He got in, and they drove out to Eagle Rock Reservation, arriving there before 11 p.m. And then he murdered her, strangled her to death, and left her under rocks and branches. The next morning, her friends and family asked around, anybody know where she is? Anybody seen her? Calls going unanswered, worry. 3 days after she disappeared, the minivan she was in was found behind an abandoned building. Police were called, and Sarah's hair extension was found on the floor of the vehicle. Now, the police weren't really much help at all. They haven't been in this entire case. And this is when you'll see who really solved it. Sarah's friends. They took over. And one of the first things they did was they went to Sarah's house and opened her laptop. One of her friends, Samantha, knew her login details. So they were going in looking for clues. Who was she last talking to? Her messages, all that kind of stuff. There, they went and tagged. They found Lil Yacht Rock.
They had to do the.
Then Sarah's friends created a fake profile, fake picture, and they went looking for this guy untagged. They found him right away, and they started messaging him. In the meantime, they gave all of this to the police, and as they were giving statements, Lil Yacht Rock replied to Samantha.
Isn't that nuts?
Wow.
Nosy friends. No, but I love it. You need nosy friends.
They agreed to meet up? Well, he agreed to meet up. 2 detectives went in their place. And who did they meet? Khalil Wheeler Weaver. Not really much is known about Khalil Wheeler Weaver, to be honest. He was a quiet guy, kept to himself, under the radar sort of fella. He had a YouTube channel where he played music.
Damn, YouTube.
Moving swiftly on.
I'm gonna
he was
can
a
I
local
stop
orange
and say
lad.
something?
Didn't have many friends.
What'd you say?
I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
He said he played music.
That did not sound like music.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check. Was that supposed to be music?
Got a good 2,000 views. Must have been in the golden days of YouTube where you could literally put a blank screen and fucking 1,000 people would watch.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
So much
just so
more work.
that was painful. Whatever that was.
Do you guys have anybody who know, besides your husband, Stevia, does there anybody else who know your personal information? So if something was to happen to you, someone can go and do detective work?
I do. And I have Beefy to thank for that, actually. I have some friends that I have made. I have friends. I have family. I have my son. I have But I do actually, because I always say that. I was like, if I go missing for so many days, look into it.
I love it. Beefy, you told her that? You told her to do that?
Oh, she did that.
No, absolutely not. No, it just happened. But yeah, no, we've created it he's created a great community, and yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, I understand now. Oh.
Yeah.
Beefy, do you have a system like that? I guess you can.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I think if I went missing, my mom is nosy and fortuitous enough that she would get into my apartment, but all my stuff has codes on it though. I think she'd figure out a way.
She'd figure out a way?
Yeah, she probably would. My mom is like a raging bull when she wants to be. When she wants something, there's no stopping her.
codes are protected by privacy laws, so that she only be able to get in because the manufacturer can open it, but they can only do it with a court order.
Yeah, that might be difficult. I don't know.
It would be difficult, yeah. And I'm curious, how about you guys over there on the comments? Do you have a backup system like that?
This must have been before the days of like
Killers.
codes on phones and computers and stuff.
Well, no,
back in the 90s,
again,
you could just go on someone's
90s,
computer and look at their shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could go on the computer and like someone would call your house and you get kicked off the computer.
The internet. Yep. That was the thing.
Yep. I remember that. Mm-hmm. Wow. Anyway, let's press play on this fake rapper.
Didn't play sports, didn't do parties, didn't have any known girlfriends. He graduated high school in 2014, so was only 20 at the time of the killings. Like I said, he was a quiet, under-the-radar type of guy. Not many people had much to say about him. The friends he did have also said he rarely spoke. But when he did, he'd come out with the funniest shit. He came from a good home, a good neighborhood, good family, a law family. His stepdad was a detective. His uncle, also a detective. After school, he began to come out of his shell a bit more. Maybe too much. He started DJing at parties, he got a silver sedan, and he started dating. For work, he became a security guard at a grocery store, and he was also looking into becoming a cop himself.
Right.
That seems to happen a lot, by the way. You gotta wonder how many cops killed people and then became cops. Anyway, then all this happened. So when the two detectives met Khalil after, those tagged conversations, nothing happened. What would? They didn't arrest him. He was just then he just became a suspect, but they had nothing on him. But around the same time, they traced Sarah's phone to where it was last used, and they found her.
Family is desperate for answers after a woman was found dead days after she went missing. 20-year-old Sarah Butler is from Montclair. Her Dodge Caravan was found in Orange. Her body later found at Eagle Rock Reservation in West Orange.
Sarah was last seen 2 days before Thanksgiving, right before a scheduled family trip to Jamaica. For over a week, her family and friends desperately prayed and awaited answers until her 2007 Dodge Caravan was found abandoned in Orange, followed by the gruesome discovery of her body inside Eagle Rock Reservation in West Orange yesterday morning. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office is now investigating as friends and loved ones remain haunted with questions like why did this happen and who is responsible?
Can you pause it for a second?
Yeah.
So when that came out, it's not far from where we live here, right? And it was escándalo. Let me tell you, escándalo, because it was like Jersey. That stuff happens in what Jersey? What's going on? Who's your Jersey? What's happening, right? And but thoughts so far, Stevia. Briefing.
Oh man, okay, on the spot. Beefy, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say. I mean, he was a fucking piece of shit who killed sex workers. You know what I mean? It's kind of strange how quiet he was, but then again, that's like the tale as old as time, right? Like, they live their life in seclusion so much they hate
He's going back to a Beauty and the Beast reference, by the way. I'm just gonna bring that up.
I didn't even catch that. But no, I feel like a lot of these withdrawn serial killers, they get cooped up alone and they obsess over these thoughts, and then they get fixated on violence or murder or whatever, and they fantasize, and it becomes a really unhealthy thing, and they eventually want to act it out. Like I've got to imagine it probably starts off with like internet porn or something, or just fantasizing about it, and then they just want to
escalate. I was thinking like incel in my mind of all that, but
that's what I was thinking. Yes.
Yeah, like an incel. So like, I can't get a girlfriend. All girls are terrible. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think I try not to get into that mental loophole because it can get me in a depressive state. But when I look at my baby girl, I go, oh my God, darling, you have no idea how crazy this world is. I hope you make it. I really do think that. And you know, because there's nothing that girl could have done different. You know, she's just being a college student, being a college student. Oh yes, she agreed to $500 for a good old time. So what? She can do whatever she wants, right? It's like you know, in my mind, I go, damn it. Even when you there's really no escaping when
one mistake cost her her life. It's just
it's very, very difficult. And no, Stevia, you have kids, so you know what I'm talking about.
I've only got the one, and he is a boy. I lucked out in that department because I always say, when you have a boy, you have one penis to worry about. When you have a girl, you have every penis to worry about. So I did luck out in that department. But yeah, I have a 17-year-old son. He's a couple months away from becoming, you know, a soon-to-be senior in high school. So yeah, the idea of this stuff, I'm not actually okay. Given my background that I've discussed with you guys off and on in different places, but I actually took a different approach than I was given, and I was more protective of my son than I feel like I was given in my childhood. I don't regret my childhood at all, but you know, you sort of, you know, okay, you have to like adjust, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm an only child, my son's an only child, so I never actually grew up with other people. I'm a girl, he's a boy, it is what it is, and whatever. But yeah, you have to try to protect them, but you can't protect them too much.
Yeah.
And then it, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'm going with this.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I started somewhere and I ended up somewhere else.
You don't know where you ended up.
No,
I don't know.
Quote, like sometimes I start talking and I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'll just end here somewhere.
No, I hear what you're saying, and you're right, because I'm also a firm believer that in order to grow, you have to experience everything, just as long as you don't get pregnant or die. But you need to experience everything, because that's how you know what not to do, what to do, how to avoid stuff. You need to almost die, but not die. Oh God, it sounds terrible to say. You need to like almost get kidnapped.
No, it's true.
Like
it's
get kidnapped.
True.
You know,
true.
like
It's so true.
You need to experience the edge of the calamity, because then how are you supposed to know when something is calamity-ish, right?
Yeah, I mean, they say all the time, right? The young people think they're invincible until they get really hurt. That happened to me.
You see? Oh my God. So just cross my fingers, okay? I didn't go through all this for nothing.
I always say there's about 1,001 times I should have been dead.
Right? No, please. More than that. You mean 1,000,000,001 times? God.
I mean, there's probably 1,001 that I could actually sit down and write. But yeah, you're probably right. It's wild. So many times that I feel like, did I die? Am I just in purgatory and I'm here on a podcast? Okay, like I don't know. Possibly.
This is purgatory, or we're in for a fucking rough go.
That's actually a great question that I'm going to ask everybody after we watch this. So let's look at him being convicted, because eventually they did catch him and they did convict him. Go, Beefy.
A 23-year-old serial killer was convicted in Essex County, New Jersey. He murdered at least 3 women and nearly killed another woman. The jury convicted 23-year-old Khalil Wheeler Weaver of Orange on all 11 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and kidnapping. He killed 33-year-old Joanne Brown, 19-year-old Robin West, and 20-year-old Sarah Butler after connecting them using a social app.
Wheeler Weaver mistakenly believed that they were anonymous people on the margins, whose disappearance and ultimately their death would not matter. This team assembled here today proved otherwise.
Wheeler never admitted to killing the women. He's expected to be sentenced in January.
I find it crazy how
he's
ballsy these like Johns are. Like they just go out there and just start messaging people like, "Hey, can I pay you for sex?" I would be like terrified. They're all cops.
Because you have more. Oh, I was going to use your morals. Okay, well, on that note.
Well, I wouldn't be interested in doing it in the first place, but I'm saying if I was going to hire a sex worker, I'd be like terrified.
we know.
I'm teasing you, Beefy. I'm teasing, but it's it's because you have morals, Beefy. That's why. Like, if it feels wrong, it's probably wrong. So your life experience tells you that's not something you should do, and that's why. But also, I think remember this is different, but back then this was the wild west of online stuff. It really was like, oh, I can do whatever I want. It's really anonymous. Nobody else would know except the conversation between me and that person. What a disaster. But okay, my interest has been sparked. All right. I want you guys to let us know in the comment if you want to share the one moment you were like, oh crap, that could have gone completely different, but I'm alive. So that being said, Stevia, go.
Oh no, okay. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, nope. Nope.
Nope.
Can I have an attorney present? No, I've been in so many wild situations where I've been like, what I didn't realize was essentially kidnapped and taken into like bad neighborhoods in the middle. Like, I don't know, man. I've been in so many weird situations.
Go ahead, tell the story. So you've been kidnapped and taken in the bad neighborhood.
No, I wasn't actually kidnapped. I wasn't in control of the vehicle, so.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm not gonna. No, you know what? I think I'm going to. You know what? I'm going to leave this hanging. I'm going to hold this inside for now.
You're going to plead the
No,
fifth?
how about you don't? No, maybe I'll come up with like a more, I don't know, listener friendly story.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You like totally coming. You keep coming to me first. Go to Beefy.
Okay, Beefy, go first.
Give me a second to know what I need to prepare for.
Mine are dark. I mean,
it's supposed to be dark. You almost died.
Yeah. I mean, I overdosed a couple of times, and there was one time where it happened to me, and my girlfriend just happened to come home like at the right time, and she was very close to like not. And if she had, I would have been dead.
Can I ask questions about that? Just because I don't know. So how does it? Were you unconscious? How did you know you overdosed? Is it after you woke up? You were like,
yeah, you get the Narcan in you, and you just like feel like crap for one. But it's you think what it feels like to you is whoever's done it to you has ruined your high, but in reality they saved your life. So you're actually pissed. You'll hear that over and over again, that somebody that comes out of an overdose is pissed off.
Oh, really?
I've never heard that either.
It blocks the neurosensors and essentially throws you immediately into what withdrawal feels like, essentially.
Oh.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know. Well,
I did not know. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense.
We all learned something. I had no idea. So does that mean that, okay, wait a minute. So does that mean that as you are drifting into the world of overdoseness, you don't realize you're overdosing?
It's just like falling asleep.
Whoa. I thought it would be like, I don't feel so great. I don't feel so great.
No, I felt awesome.
I don't feel so great. Oh. Wow. I did not know that's how it works. Look at that.
It's very easy to do, and honestly, the most often it happens is when people get like a stint in recovery and their tolerance goes down, and then they are going back to it because they go to use the same amount, and then they're like trying to hide it at that point too, because they're like trying to keep it from everybody because they're supposed to be being clean. So they'll go to a room somewhere, do the same amount they used to, and then somebody will find them like a day later or whatever, and they're blue.
Wow.
Guys,
sorry to bring the mood down.
No, please. We're all grown ups.
Feels highly inappropriate.
Bring it.
I'm on day 4, nicotine free.
Oh, nice.
So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. How does it feel?
It's hard. You should be proud.
It sucks.
How do you have the withdrawal symptoms that everybody talks about?
No, because I also kicked in that I haven't had caffeine in 3 years, and I decided
now that's torture. So you have no caffeine. Oh, so you have headaches.
So are you getting off of cigarettes?
No. So what? No, just vaping. I quit cigarettes like like ages in the back in the 90s or something like that. No, not really, but I just I'm doing like little amounts of caffeine just to like perk myself up so that I'm not missing the nicotine, and it's working.
Yeah, caffeine's a lot easier to quit than nicotine, so yeah.
When I don't have my coffee, I have the massive headaches in the world. I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but I'm not ready to quit yet. Maybe when I'm 95. I can't imagine. I can imagine not having caffeine. What do you mean no coffee?
I mean, I literally went 3 years without caffeine. So like when I say I'm having caffeine, maybe like a cup of tea. Not coffee. I haven't worked my way up to that yet.
What about you, Alistair? Have you had a near death?
Okay? I'm gonna go real dark because you guys are so afraid and stuff. So, me and my friends, we're young and stupid and idiot, and we're running around New York City being stupid and idiot. And because we get the free booze from my bar, so we go and we're roaming around drunk. And because we get free booze, you get really drunk. But because you're really young, you have somewhat of a tolerance. So you're like, why not? So we're all young and single and looking for a good time, right? Like every other young kids. So we go to the bar that's like the Rooster, right? So we go to the bar that's like the Rooster. we meet this interesting person who seems to have all the money in the world, and because we're young and idiots and we're like, yeah, sure, why not? It's like, yo, we have this after party going on over there. I've been to many after parties where I almost didn't come back alive, but this particular one is very, very particular because this one, we took the taxi to Brooklyn. And young and idiots, and we're thinking because there's 4 of us, we're safe, right? There's four of us. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. You can't be 4 versus 1, right? Right. So we're going to this underground party because as we go, it's like, wait a minute, where are we? What's going on? What's happening? And because I'm naturally skittish and I ask a lot of questions, I was like, Ty, where are we walking to? Because I see the streets here. But we're going somewhere where I don't see lights. So I was saying, like, you kind of joke around, like, ha, 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 ha,
yeah.
Fun, right? Like, you don't really think that you're going to end up in a room with in a weird room. Anyway, so we go down the stairs. It's a basement. So if you've ever been to Brooklyn, you have the apartment buildings, and then downstairs where the super keeps his stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So you go to like a bunker looking thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, sure, why not? We get inside. It's a full on room, okay? It's a full on room. So we go in, close the door. You don't really think to look at the door to see if there's a way to open the door. You just go in. Where's the party? What's going on? It was an apartment. What's happening? Oh, no, have a seat. Here's some drinks. We're like, okay. And of course, I take my eyeballs and I look at the door because, I walk away out of everything. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out of here. And there's no way to get out.
Oh!
Steve is laughing. Stevie, are you laughing? Don't laugh.
Are you okay?
Stevie, don't laugh. Don't laugh because look. Even in my most inebriated moments, I'm very loud, and then and I vocalize a lot, and I look at the door. I'm like, why is there no? Wait a minute, what is happening? And I'm making a fuss. I mean, of course, I'm completely smashed. Okay, what I mean smashed. When you get so drunk where, like, if you close your eyes, you're gonna throw up. Like
Like you get the spins.
Yeah, you get the spins if you stop moving.
Yeah.
You
Or
know what I
close
mean?
your eyes, like
Yeah.
No.
So
I have
you
no
have to be
idea
in
what you
constant
mean.
motion, otherwise
That's
you're
literally
falling.
never happened to me in my life. I have
Okay.
no idea what you're
That
talking
level
about.
of drunk. Where you're like, yeah, sure, yep, right? Because if you stop
And
moving,
all of a
Oh my
sudden,
gosh, I
wait a
just
minute, where's the
snorted.
fucking doorknob?
they were.
I'll sober you up real quick.
Oh goodness.
So at the time, usually it's 4 of us, but there was one more extra person in there that we were like, okay, and he's like, yeah, what's up, guys? Chill. Hey, my name is Edwin. Yeah. And of course, Maurice is all good for a good time. So Maurice is like, where's the liquor? You know, John is like, okay. Everybody's getting comfortable, and I'm looking at Ty like, this is not okay. There's no way we can get out because we're in the basement. There's no window. And there's no window.
You're already underground. Like you're in
We're
your own
underground
grave at this point.
Yeah, we're on the ground, so we were thinking we're going to some stuff. No, we're going to some weirdo's apartment with no way to get out.
So what happened?
Okay, wait, hold on a second.
He obviously died.
No.
Oh wait, sorry. Just kidding.
No. Do you remember, Beefy? I've told you before, and I was speaking in code of like, you know, when we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer, there was an incident where I said I had to fake like I'm going to the bathroom, be right back. Do you remember?
Oh yes.
Okay, so I'm telling you this story right now because the door was not opening for nobody, darling. Okay, so we had to find a way in a drunken stupor because, of course, I asked.
The story you told in the Dahmer episode was somebody tried to lock you in a room and you said, "Oh, I have a present for you out in my car."
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Yes, that's the one. And so I was speaking in code because not everybody can digest what I'm telling you. But anyway.
I was just hoping you weren't speaking in code, being like, this Stevia girl's really annoying. So we can start talking in code now and like delete.
Insecurity.
No, is that I've told this story before, but
I know, I haven't heard it. So I'm totally joking.
So you say to the guy, I have a present for you that brought you to.
So pretty much I wanted to get out. Everybody was getting comfortable at the fact there's like, oh well, here look where we are, and I was like, no, I'm not staying here. And I was like, how do I get out? There's only one door. How do I get out? One door in the bathroom. How do I get out? Right. So yeah.
I'm sorry. All I can think of is the movie Get Out.
Anyway, this is how I got out. And because I asked many times, you know me, I ask, please let me out. I ask, I want to go. So he was, I said, nope, you're not leaving. So I had to seduce him. Yeah, sure. I'm going to say that. Yeah. Hi, baby. Hi. Yeah. And then I said, you know what? I got something for you outside. Yeah. And we were drinking, and I had to play along with it.
You were coming from a bar. That's crazy.
100%.
Wow.
100%. And then he opened the door. Please, when the door opened, we all left.
Ran, just like Dahmer.
Ran because I was Ty. You know, Ty and I. Unfortunately, out of the 4 of us, two of us died. Not Dan, just.
What?
I'm glad I'm not the only one that I was like, what the fuck, you left them?
Yeah, no. Because Johnny took his own life, and Maurice ended up passing away of different causes. So, and early on, right, we were not.
But everybody left with you when you went to go get this gift?
What'd you say?
Everybody left with you when you went to go get the gift?
So me and Ty were in cahoots. So Ty and I were the only ones who had somewhat of we were not too much into the scene. We kind of knew like this is only temporary. And, we're only here because I guess it's a good time. But eventually at some point we have to grow up and do things for ourselves. Because I was still going to
so
school.
you and Ty left. But what happened to the other guys?
No. So as I was doing this trick on this idiot, I was telling Ty what I was going to do. All right. Yeah. So when the door opened, we're
but there's 4 of you. What happened to the other 2?
As soon as the door opened, no, the door opened. I was like, okay, well, we're leaving. And come on, Johnny, come on, Maurice. Edwin stayed. Edwin stayed. We didn't know Edwin. Edwin stayed, and we all left. And the 2, I don't want to call them idiots, but I feel like every time we almost they're the only two who's like comfortable.
Yeah.
Every time. And then as we go walking around, I'm like, do you know what I had to do? I had to literally sit there, caress this darn bald head, and converse to try to get him to open the damn door.
Wow.
Yeah. But
well, as we get ready to wrap up here, I cannot wait to hear how you try and tie this all together. But before we do that,
sorry.
The final thought.
You know, the economy is great.
Go on. No. Don't back out now. You're in it. Yep, the economy's great, and yes.
So is the environment, education system.
And how do we get back to murdering prostitutes and being locked into go ahead.
Locked in the basement? Well, because the economy is so great, criminals have all this extra time on their hands.
Womp fucking womp.
And so, if the economy was so bad, maybe they're too busy working.
You would assume so.
Oh, Booba, I blame you. Why? I don't know.
Hey, listen, if you're working hard in a great economy, you gotta like, get your rocks off and chill out some way. You gotta find a balance. That's all I'm saying.
Final thought. So this guy, final thought at the end of the day, you never know when the killer is gonna be around. I told one of my clients of mine as he was leaving the studio, I said to him, I said, goodbye. His name. He goes, goodbye. But I said it in a way, he was like, why you say it as if we never see each other again? And I just casually said, well, you never know if serial killer is going to kill you on your way out. and he looked at me like, I guess you're right. I'm like, yeah, if someone wants to kill you, you can't escape it. You will die. And if you think about that,
things got really serious. He said, "You have no idea."
It's true. I guess the moral of the story is that darn it, these murderers, because once they go like this, how do you escape it? It's so easy.
Yeah. And like we said, they're just like normal people. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. He was like, I guess you're right. I was like, yeah, so goodbye. Yeah.
So
yes, goodbye. What are you doing next Wednesday?
Yeah. So, final thought, wrap this all up. Assume everyone's a serial killer. All right. Well, this has been tons of fun, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, Stevia. This was great. Thank you for hopping on. Everybody in the chat, John Bubba, Jonesy, Charlotte, anybody that's still here, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, you said that so well, Charlotte. Wow, that was so well done.
If you're part of the replay crew, make sure you drop a comment down and let us know you watch. Alistair, my friend, can you take us home?
Yes. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
End transmission.
Thank you for watching.